Hello and welcome to Mzansi Reality. We are back again. How do you know we are back?
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, now you know we are definitely back. Hey, we are continuing where we left off. It has been a journey. I think it's about to be Friday, and some of us will get that rest that we need because we're not feeling well.
We have like 2 more days.
After
this one. Today's Wednesday night, so we have Thursday and Friday.
Is it Wednesday today?
I think so.
Isn't it Thursday?
Let me see. Oh, it's Thursday.
Okay,
wow,
there we
time
go.
flies.
On the troll.
It's actually Thursday. Yeah, I'm thinking it's Wednesday. So yeah, time is flying.
Yeah, time is flying. So there are a lot of things that we need to unpack here. I just, for argument's sake and for me loving to collect my history of what has been happening since this case. So I went back to, I think about 4 years back.
4 years back. That's
Kelly
2018.
was having an interview, I think, with the ENCA, where he was kind of emphasizing on the fingerprints and the hat as the evidence that is available for people to take decisions.
The very same hat that Tumelo is emphasizing.
That's why I had to go back, because I wanted to know how long has this hat been going on. And then I see that it has been a subject of the formula as far as 4 years to maybe more than that. I cannot attest to that. But the hat issue has actually been talked about a lot. Emily, continue. There is something that I also want to bring into attention.
Yeah.
I want us to talk at some point about the so-called mastermind, and I'll tell you why I need to kind of delve into that. But after the whole process of you telling us what has happened in this court, one thing that we can tell you is that the newsroom managed to get themselves back.
Yes.
Where they started. I had a feeling that it was not going to be the judge's way, because remember, newsroom is also making money. You cannot take that away, and we are also benefiting.
Of public interest.
It's of public
There's
interest.
nothing he can do to stop the public from being interested.
Yes,
it's of public interest.
Yes,
at some point,
true.
the chat on the SABC one was at 20K people, 20K views. So people are interested. So
yeah, I knew that was going to come back, even though it disturbed us yesterday. But now we are back. We are back. That's what you must know. And we are going to tell you what happened today in our court that started at 11:30?
Yeah.
South African time.
Apparently, it started off with the counsel meeting Judge Maumela in the chambers to discuss what happened with the media yesterday and the way forward. Now, it is said that in this meeting, it was the legal practice, Judge Maumela, and the media.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of people was calling for the SABC to, excuse themselves. However, they couldn't, because apparently Newsroom and ENCA received the feeding from the SABC. So them being kicked out meant everyone was going to be kicked out.
So people don't know that SABC is the main, and it makes sense. SABC is the one that serves the public interest.
Yes,
because
it's a public broadcaster.
Yes, it's not like ENCA, which you need to
which
pay
is
for,
making profit.
And Newsroom. It would be very stupid for Newsroom to actually do release some of the things that they are sent, and maybe wanting to be in charge of this or be the main broadcaster of this. It just didn't make sense. It's not going to work, because in a sense they're not saving public interest as Newsroom. They are a Newsroom, but
you have to pay.
Yeah.
Remember, you have to pay to view them.
Yeah.
The SABC not so much. They are public broadcaster.
Yes.
So they are in the public interest. With Newsroom and other TV stations, you have to pay to be able to watch them.
Yeah. Let us roll on what happened
Now, the meeting between counsel and TV journalists and Judge Maumela ended and court proceeded. Judge Maumela began by briefing Tumelo Madlala on what happened in court yesterday. And in the meeting this morning, Maumela said, "We have set rules aside to allow this case to proceed without any hindrances." And Maumela also said that we will no longer allow the pictures to be taken right and center. Advocate Mshololo resumed her cross-examination, and her line of questioning was on the position of Meyiwa when he got shot. Madlala said that the second intruder was behind Meyiwa.
Before you go there, this is where it all started. Tumi said, yesterday, you said you will come back and ask certain questions. So, Advocate Mshololo, I'll still go there. Let me lead. This is something that I want you to understand. And why I think this is my thinking.
Why you picked it up.
Yeah, why did I pick it up?
Yeah.
Because what it was doing, it was sort of giving to me a chance of basically bad-mouthing Butelis, who's famous for 375. I don't know if you noticed that, because I was waiting for that part, and eventually it came later, because I think Mshololo realized the danger of putting it first, and then it would give to me that chance of venting and saying a lot of things that you probably do not want to hear if you still want to resuscitate the 375 case. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot when it came to Butelezi. Yes, her line of questioning is on the position of Meyiwa when he was shot. Madlala says the second intruder was behind Meyiwa, and Mshololo asked why the intruder was not hit by the bullet when it exited from Meyiwa. So, yes, to me, it's kind of strange. How come they say the bullet went through? So whoever was behind the deceased, nothing happened to them. So Mshololo pointed out that the doctor's report said Meyiwa was shot from the front, but Madlala says he was shot from behind. Baloyi objects, saying that these are technical questions which should be for an expert. So yeah, Vaseline was a lot today.
I still maintain my question. And this is a question to the states. Is it all about finding what you call your facts, and your facts being believed? That's all you need. The truth, how truthful the person is, it does not matter.
And also what I found interesting is, why can't Tumelo be asked regarding the post-mortem? Like, they're not asking him for the intricacies of the complications of whatnot. The post-mortem is saying he was shot from the front.
Yes.
You are saying he was shot from the back. Yet you did not see, you quickly ran at the hearing of a gunshot. So that is where the complication is at. So including the post-mortem was a good thing from Mshololo. And I don't understand why the state didn't want the post-mortem to be used to discredit him.
Yeah, being a devil's advocate here, I think one can argue that these people do not know the entrance and the exit. They cannot differentiate. So by saying that I did not see what happened immediately after the gunshot, I just ran, that sort of takes away from a lot of things being seen. And that being said, that sort of protects you from knowing whether the person that was fighting Senzo is the one who shot or not. So the theory that he had to stick on it, that it came from behind, because by so saying, I can always say that I was busy fighting. I didn't see. When I heard the sound, I just ran.
But in my opinion already, like, You can't say he was shot from the back, but at the same time, you didn't see where the shot came from already.
Yeah, you can say you are judging by the bullet wound. You saw the wound at the back and at the front. So by so saying, therefore, you thought it was from from behind.
Okay. Mshololo asked how many shots were fired. Madlala says that he would be lying if he said he could remember. He said his ears started ringing and he couldn't hear.
Now, this is another part of protection. Because there is a theory that there were two bullets, right? The one at the door and the other one that shot a person, which you can see Vaseline is itching to actually get into, letting everyone know that there were two bullets that were shot in that house. It sort of kills that part of, didn't you hear another gunshot? So when you say your ears you couldn't hear anything, then you are safe from that question, because you can always say, I did not hear anything.
All right. Mshololo asked, did you have your phone when you ran into the bedroom? And Madlala said, yes, I hid it in the blankets in the bedroom. He said, as you enter the door of the bedroom on the right, there were blankets, so he hid his phone there. That's what he said. Yeah. Madlala said, it did not come to mind to call the police. After Advocate Mshololo asked, did you call the police? Okay, and then Mshololo says she will now be putting some facts to Madlala. Mshololo tells Madlala that on the parallel case, docket 375, where he and the others who were in the house stand to be arrested.
Okay.
Madlala burst out in laughter. He started laughing. I don't know whether you heard that laugh. He started laughing in the background, and I was like, what's funny?
Yeah.
And Baloyi objected, and Mshololo had to rephrase her statement.
Yeah.
Advocate Mshololo argued that Madlala's answers may be affected by the fact that he is an accused in docket 375.
I think I thought there was still more into that, but just to clarify that part, Mshololo here was, for me, playing a mind game. There was no need for Mshololo to bring that. She was just making sure that Tumelo has that thing in his mind, lingering, that should these people not be found guilty, you know that you are the one who are next in this thing. You are probably going to be sitting where these people are sitting. So, and another thing that he was trying to show there is that the conflict of this case, they cannot be run concurrently as much as they have, because they allowed some of the things from 375, which today became news for some weird reason, and the judge was playing along. But I remember very well the judge saying that we will accept, they came back to report that we'll accept some of when Tifo was fighting. They came back and said we will accept certain things from 375. All of a sudden, it is now considered, what do we call it? What is the name that they use?
They said
the junior.
It's written by a junior. It
has no bearing.
It has no merit.
It has no merit. It was just a paper whatsoever that was written. It's like
deja vu, going back to square one.
But after questioning Msia, and some of the questions were based on 375. And for some weird reason, when it comes to Dumi, now Vaseline is objecting.
And my worst, or what I could see, it seems like every witness that's going to come next, they will not be asked about 375 documentation.
A bit. I would say that would not be the case, but because there is that part where I think Musia was examined on both. There were statements from 375 and statement from 363.
Yes.
So
636.
It just doesn't make sense why all of a sudden there's this limitation and all that, and the judge just entertains it after this whole discussion of we will accept some of the things. You know.
Now he doesn't want to accept
anything. Now
he
has some amnesia of some sort. But, well, it's well and good. I mean, last time we had the caller here who was saying that fairness is there. And I want to see if they still believe that really we do have that fairness that they were claiming, they were saying, and the trust in this law of ours. Because this is speaking to how our judiciary is, basically. You might look at it and think, for you, how can you... It's like me saying that you must trust someone who's showing the signs of being a thug. Trust them. Okay. You go report them.
The way you are putting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Is go report someone who's misbehaving to a misbehavior, or that person himself? Like, call yourself into order. That's a danger of law with power, the power that they have. Because you report
that
everything
can't be
back.
questioned.
Yeah, you report everything back to them.
Now, what I also found interesting here was the time that TT objected. I think it was for the first time regarding the medical report or the doctor's report.
Yeah.
Now, on that report, it said the entry wound entered the chest wall 1 centimeter to the right of the middle and 1 centimeter above the heel, 0.5 centimeters oval shape. Lacerated wound. The wound edges appeared tiered, situated just below the skin. Blackened granular material consistent with gunshot wound residue are noted in the underlying soft tissue.
Yeah.
And this wound is consistent with a contact bullet entrance wound. Okay, so this was like a confirmation simply done, that they simply said that the bullet entered through the chest.
Mm-hmm.
So now, there was an objection that Advocate Baloyi raised when Tumelo was being asked about this, that the fact that the bullet went through the chest. And Advocate Baloyi said the witness testified that he had a shot being fired. He never testified that it is the shot that struck that deceased. The witness has always said he heard the first shot, and that's when he ran into the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then TT objected to try and assist Mshololo, because he could see that, you know what, they're trying to rule out this doctor's report.
Yeah.
And he says, no, the state is also misleading when it's saying that the first shot, the witness never said a first shot.
It was leading evidence, actually.
Yes, he said it was leading. They never said a first shot. They said they had a shot, not a first shot.
I will tell you why, and why our beloved Mr. Afro ignored that part and became as usual. You know, eventually, when Titi was busy standing up, not disturbing, because he was doing the right thing.
Yes,
he was doing
objecting.
the right thing. But this guy, you know, he says, explain how is he leading evidence. By saying that, he did not say that it is the bullet that shot him. So literally, you are putting in a mind of this person who's testifying that actually there were 2 bullets, and the person is speaking in 1 shot, and the question should stick to 1 shot. And what happened, what killed who at what time, that is irrelevant. What is relevant right now is that there was 1 shot that you had. So the question should assume that it is the same bullet that shot Senzo. That's it. It should stop there, because the man is saying that he couldn't hear anything afterward. So it should be news to him that there was another shot. You know, it should be news to him.
Well, Mshololo continued and asked, when the case has been reported, it is investigated by the SAPS, and Madlala said yes. Advocate Mshololo then asked, then the docket is taken to the NPA to decide on who should be arrested. Madlala said, I agree. In this case, the DPP received a docket, and there is a decision still pending which says you should be charged. Okay, Mshololo continued by saying, when the case has been reported, it is investigated by the SAPS. And that is when Advocate Baloyi raised an objection yet again. after Mshololo said that in the case that the DPP received a docket, there is a decision that is still pending which says that Tumelo should be charged. Mshololo then said the decision on docket 375 will be taken after the conclusion of this trial. That depends on the manner in which you testify, Mr. Madlala. So you would want to protect yourself by all means.
Yes.
And the state objected again. Madlala said the testimony he is giving is not to protect himself regarding the decision still to be made regarding docket 375. If it's Tumelo who is wrong, he will go to jail. Advocate George Baloyi objected and said it would be a waste of time to focus the court time on Exhibit 3, which is docket 375. Exhibit C has no status.
And I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. I don't feel this man. I know that many people have faith in him. This judge, I don't have that thing in me to even look at him. And his one is emotional, and his emotions are selective. You know, it seems as if Advocate D4 and TT, after investigating, because they started this thing long, I think I would like to assume even longer than Mshololo.
Yes.
So they had more information. And now and then, when they had to say something, it's like someone is afraid they might say certain things that are not supposed to be said. You know?
Yeah, and every time TT has to object, Kutiwa, sit down. It's not your time. You see why, guys, I was kind of pissed off with Mshololo when I said she should be objecting or doing something while TT was cross-examining. Because now the judge was using that excuse and saying that TT, while you were cross-examining, Advocate Mshololo was quiet. Give her chance to cross-examine. Why do you have to interrupt?
Now,
and I'm like, what rule is that?
No.
What court? Lawyers, educate me, please. What rule is that?
Now,
I don't understand.
Now this is the time where I don't know if it would apply here. Because I don't know if you guys remember when it's Likota who was in a parliament saying something, and he ended up chowing in a time of EFF. So EFF said, no, man. Let that man speak. We're giving him our time. So this is the time Mshololo is supposed to stand up and say, it's fine, my lord. I think I will be able to continue properly. This won't disturb me. Let TT lay the ground for you as usual. Because now the court is using you
as an
to
excuse.
run away from what TT is saying, which is profound, which is true. Because now seemingly 375 is more selective.
Because he was asking for an application to use the documents in 375, and he was putting it in the court that I'm going to apply for these documents to be used. And Mr. Afroman got mad. I'm like, why is he mad? Like, what is going on?
He's even admitting what you are saying is right, but it's a wrong time. So you should wait for the damage to happen, and later on he's the one who's gonna say, why didn't you say it?
Yes, like how they used to do it before.
Hey, why didn't you say this thing on time?
Mshololo said, this exhibit is a document before this court. Then Maumela said, my feeling is that we are trying to get into a review of this case. Mshololo asked
Which is what Titi was talking about.
Yes. Mshololo asked about Senzo's brother-in-law, Mlungisi Edward Klope.
Okay.
Apparently, he is Mandisa's brother, Senzo's wife's brother. Madlala said he doesn't consider having a relationship with him. I only saw him when he was with Senzo.
Okay.
Mshololo said, have you ever argued with him? And Madlala answered no. Mshololo said Mlungisi Hlope made a statement on the 6th of March 2019 about Madlala, in which he says Madlala told him there was a fight in the house between Zandi and her boyfriend. Madlala says he does not know Hlope's statement.
Okay.
I know the person who is pushing this narrative.
this is where now, and I want you to see how Tumelo is against 375, which is, I think, headed by Buthelezi, right?
Mm-hmm. But then he made a mistake here. You know what the mistake is? This statement was apparently made when in 2019 or something like that. 2018, 2019, I'm not quite certain.
Yeah.
And it is a part of 636. And he was under the impression that it's a part of 375.
Exactly.
That was a blunder.
It was. That's why I'm saying that at some point I wish Mshololo could let this man blab about some of the 375 things.
I wish he could listen. I just wish that Advocate Mshololo, no
because
offense.
he was going to say Buthelezi, he was going to say a lot of things that are sort of nailing him.
Because when he said that, she was supposed to be like, what do you mean? Can you expand on that?
Not even say expand. This guy was, when it comes to Buthelezi, he was so emotional. He wants to talk because he's been pushing for this thing. You know, the first part of delaying this thing and not starting with it after you've told him you're gonna start with it, even if he was prepared, which I think, according to my opinion, he probably was. I think you not asking it first and not giving in to what he wanted, it's a good job. It's a psychological game that you played nicely.
Yes.
But later on, when this man is getting tired, then let him blab. Because he had something to say and that thing sounded more rehearsed than like prepared, you know? He was even to volunteer and talk about Togo being tortured and peeing on himself. And this is when now you recall and say, but when I asked you about you discussing this case with anyone who was in the house, you said you don't discuss this case with anyone except your family. How did you know, because you were not present, that Togo was tortured to that level and tortured by so and so? How did you know?
Mshololo said, was there a fight between those two and Senzo was trying to intervene? Madlala said, amanga lao. It's a lie.
Exactly.
Mshololo asked, at any stage after the incident, did you speak to Hlophe? Madlala said, I never spoke to him. Mshololo said, did you attend the funeral of Senzo? Madlala said, yes, but I didn't reach the graveyard. Okay. Mshololo asked, is it true that Senzo's father banned you from the funeral? Madlala said, nobody told me about that thing. Mshololo asked, when you arrived in Durban, did you report the death to the deceased father? Madlala said, I did to the mother. Mshololo asked, you didn't go to the graveyard? Madlala said, it was full. Meyiwa took me back home. Mshololo asked, that's not true. Senzo's father banned you. Madlala said, it's a lie. Mshololo asked, what was the deceased wearing on the day? Madlala said, a white t-shirt and jeans and white techies. I think he said Adidas techies.
The Puma. I think it was Puma.
It was Puma. Yeah. A Puma techies or something like, yes, Puma.
On the troll.
So this is the time when we remind you, we have 730 people watching us. We're grateful for that. Let us remind you to press that like button if you have forgotten. Sometimes it happens. You just come to listen to this.
Yes.
And we forgot about making us one favor. Just do us one favor. Press that like button and subscribe. If you cannot comment, this is only for subscribers. So subscribe so that you can comment.
Yes.
If you subscribe, you'll be able to see your comment scrolling there, as you can see other people's comment. And just, even if you're not going to comment, just subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please just help us by subscribing so that we can grow and be motivated. Otherwise, we're not going to be motivated. This is hard. This is hard for us.
Yeah, this is difficult, you guys. Mshololo referred to a statement by Kaya Ngache a neighbor of Kelly Khumalo's mother.
Yeah.
Okay. Mshololo referred to a statement by Kaya Ngache, a neighbor to Kelly Khumalo's mother. Mshololo said that in Kaya's statement, he says he heard commotion from Khumalo's home. Kaya thought it was a party. The pushing and shoving was so loud. I peeped through the window. I saw someone wearing a white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Kaya's statement, the person wearing the white t-shirt was against the kitchen window, facing inside the house. At that time, it is when the shot was fired. The deceased was looking towards inside the house.
Right.
Madlala said, let him come and testify here. Baloyi now stood up and said, when you were asked about Mr. Hlophe's statement, you said you know who is pushing that narrative. Madlala said it's Colonel Buthelezi who is behind these statements.
Now you see how this man has been itching to actually find himself talking about Buthelezi. He's been itching to talk about Buthelezi a lot. And the aim is to actually dent that. And I'll tell you why I find this, maybe this is a coincidence.
Yeah.
First, this guy was taken into protection allegedly by Buthelezi, according to the line of questioning.
Yes.
And then from that, he was taken out of protection.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden now
he took himself out.
Yes.
Allegedly.
All of a sudden now he's back into protection. Now this tells you that according to me, this guy does what is supported on. And even that argument by TT to say that what if I tell you that you were paid to come here and testify, you wouldn't put it far from this guy. Because
remember earlier on at the first, when Advocate Baloyi was examining him at the first round, he mentioned something. I don't know how many of you guys remember, but he mentioned something regarding the state protection he had, witness protection he had after the incident. He was complaining about the conditions in which he was living in that state protection. So this guy
wanted a state protection of luxury,
of soft life.
Yeah.
Because that one didn't make him happy. He said it was far. He didn't get what he wanted. Stuff like that.
So probably Buthelezi was not willing to give nice stuff. So you would probably feel that now he's in a position of getting nice stuff. This is what he's looking for.
Remember, he flew before he testified.
But there's one thing that I wanted to actually mention also on this. This protection that I feel is unnecessary because the accused are arrested in any case.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
It is sort of feeding to the narrative of Buthelezi being this brutal woman who really is looking for these people. Because one question I have for you is that after the names being dropped of people that might come and testify, why are they not in a protection?
All of them.
Why are they not protected? Why is this one only the one protected?
Who's being protected? Very good question.
And then this one is the one who's talking about being tortured and all those things that are happening, were happening through the watch of allegedly Buthelezi, which I really do not believe that Buthelezi would go that far. I don't know her, but I don't believe that really that was the case. This is like a paint that is putting a certain narrative. Therefore, if we are going to accept what this man is saying, then why not accept what the accused are saying about them being tortured and release them, those who can be released because they are tortured according to them, they are living a life in hell wherever they are. Then if you are going to protect him Togo that much, why not protect these ones also who are claiming that they are being tortured?
Well, under Advocate George Baloyi's re-examination of Tumelo Madlala, Baloyi asked, when you were asked about Mr. Hlophe's statement, you said you know who is pushing that narrative. Madlala said it's Colonel Buthelezi who's behind these statements. So Baloyi, at whose initiative did you come to Johannesburg? Madlala said, Senzo called me and I agreed. The person who put the money in was Kelly. Baloyi then asked, how long after this initiative did you come to Johannesburg? Madlala said the following day. But before that, Tumelo had this to say, right? Madlala said that Colonel Buthelezi was responsible for the assault of Mthokozisi Twala. Many people have been assaulted as a result of her. She has lied. We are in this statement fiasco because of her.
Not because of yourself. Not because of the way in which some of not normal ways of behaving after losing a friend. Not because of that. It's because of, have you realized how Tom is shifting the blame from everything? Senzo's mother is shifting the blame. Giving the pictures away, it was because of Sfiso came and asked for the pictures, and then I eventually gave in. The money, okay, I ate the money alone, but I cannot remember how much I was paid, and I was paid through the bank or whatsoever that it is that they say they paid, but it was not through the bank. So there is a lot of things that this guy is shifting the blame of. And then eventually he will talk about the mastermind. Continue.
Baloyi asked, did you make a statement on the 26th of October 2014 on the day of the incident? Madlala said yes, police were asking me questions. Baloyi asked, did you sign it? And Madlala said, I don't recall.
Do you need to be asked whether you sign it, or you need to be shown your signature just to say, is this your signature? And if you say yes, then this is your handwriting, yes, therefore you accept this thing that is written here. You don't need to say I was coerced. And the fact that you have said you have grade 12 and you passed your grade 12, then you are able to read. You are able to read. Most of these police who are writing the statements, they have grade 12. Am I mistaken?
No. You're not mistaken.
It's not varsity people. This is grade 12 people writing.
Grade 12, you can read, you can write.
So a grade 12 person is claiming that a grade 12 person wrote something that he couldn't understand. Come on.
Okay, so now they asked him, did he write the statement or did they make notes? And then that is when Titi objected. Titi objected because it sounded like they were leading him into saying that it was written because he had not mentioned that before. He had not mentioned that. Did he mention it? He said the statement was written. So it sounded like somehow they were trying to lead Tumelo.
Yeah.
And then Judge Shipiwa overruled that.
And you know, the funny thing is how quick the judge is to take a decision in favor of Baloyi.
Yeah.
If I didn't know, I would say they are brothers, perhaps, who really look out for each other.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm observing. I would really say that these people are they look out for each other. They kind of, my brother, okay, overruled, I've overruled that. Continue asking the question.
Yeah.
It's easy. But with Titi, it's an argument.
Well, Tumelo also expanded on that. He said the police officer or the person was writing on an exercise book. And he said that a pastor arrived. He didn't know this pastor. This pastor took him to the bedroom. And because he was crying hysterically, the pastor prayed for him.
Was that after they took Senzo's body to hospital or before?
I don't know.
Because I would like to know that someone is praying for you while your friend is laying down. Is that the case? Is that what you're telling me? When the pastor came, was it after they took Senzo to hospital and you came back and you were crying? Because the crying started when you saw Senzo. That's what you said. When you saw Senzo lying, then you started crying, right?
Hysterical.
Instead of calling the ambulance, you started crying. So was it after or before you took Senzo to hospital? Fortunately, that question was not asked, and I don't think they would get a chance of asking it, because now we are leading the evidence again, trying to clarify certain things that the prosecutor might have felt that he was cornered on, and eventually, obviously, leading some of the things, sort of crushing the submissions that were made, that are going to be made based on such confusion.
That's all I have for today. I don't know if there's anything else you'd like to add, perhaps that I missed.
He talked about the mastermind.
You did say he talked about the mastermind.
He talked about the mastermind. He said, I don't know, the mastermind, whatnot and whatnot.
What did he say about the mastermind?
No, he's just said that he was answering a question, and that mastermind sort of, but he did say something about the mastermind, and I was waiting for that. And I want to tell you why I was waiting for that, and why I heard that. Chico talks about the mastermind.
Yes.
Zandi talks about the mastermind, and even went further to allude that if a man passes away and there's a wife, then, or a girlfriend, and then that girlfriend must be also looked at. Our phones, this is Zandi, were taken. We were taken to lie detector. That would no information was eventually given to us. This is an interview. I think it's there on ENCA if you still want to go and check it out. So basically, this mastermind keeps on popping on all these people's mouth. And I think Kelly also said something about people will be surprised once they know what the real truth.
In an interview many years ago.
That is alluding to one thing. There is a mastermind, and if you take that mastermind and put it into what Zandi said in saying that why are they not looking to Mandisa also, because she was a wife also, and she was angry because she lost something also. That tells me that this mastermind that we've been told about, even by the minister, did talk about the mastermind. So this mastermind, seemingly, it was pointing into one person. I don't know if she also saw that, because this is my assumption. This is my thinking. It was pointing into Mandisa. And why I'm saying that? Mandisa is a relative of who's this guy? Mtogo.
No, Mtogo's.
Mtogo was present in the house.
Yes.
All the evidence that is given so far about this witness number one, it is excluding Mtogo in a sense. It only brings Mtogo opening the door. What Mtogo was doing, it's not clear. Everyone in the house has a position. Everyone. I don't know if you have seen that.
Yes.
Everyone in the house has a position. Everyone in the house was either harassing someone, doing something, Senzo holding someone, Longotala had ran out of the house. The position of Mtogo, if you could see all those things, if you were in position of seeing all those things, you missed one position. Mtogo's position. You don't know when Mtogo, what happened with Mtogo. You don't know when he went out. You only remember him coming back and opening with a spoon, and you only remember him when you go out to smoke. And you also bring him when you talk about torture. So that on its own is now pointing into one direction. Mtogo was in the house, and Senzo was shot. And if we were to put Mandisa as a suspect, then Mtogo must play a role into that shooting. This is my theory, and this is just my thinking, because Mtogo does not take any position.
No.
That is seemingly working as a group. like a synergy type of situation. There is no working together there with Mtogo. So where was Mtogo? Then one can say Mtogo just ran out and then allowed these intruders. Then the mastermind, therefore, is
the one affiliated with Mtogo.
Exactly. That's my thinking. And that is what I'm looking at. I don't know what everyone is thinking. I'm not going to be that long. Let us just leave it there for now and allow people to call. Those who have
people,
called.
the lines are open. Family, you can call and share your thoughts and share your opinions. Maybe we missed something. You can bring it up.
As we do
Maybe
that, please subscribe. We have
can bring it up.
We have 884. I see 100 and something likes. Can we push those likes? Can we, while we push those likes, can you subscribe?
Please hit the like button, you guys. Please hit the like button. We'd really appreciate it. We are begging for likes, okay? Please push that like button. It only takes a minute.
If I see your number, Zanzi Reality, hello.
Malaki 14, how is it?
Hi.
It's good. How are you?
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Buti. How are you?
I'm good.
Molo, now is it?
Molo.
Mamela ke nanto yenzekayo uyazi ndomnika ndimzekelo mncinci xa ubhaca umuntu uba uyaxoka uba uphi, let's say ndithi ndisetawuni ne ndilapha endlini, you see, so ndizama ukuthiya emntwini ndisetawuni, you see, yebo, into endizayithetha ndizawuthi hayi ndiphaya etawuni, you see, ndiphaya etawuni, you see. If iyaqaphela ndine point endiyithatheleyo apha kulo mfana uMadlala, uMadlala uthi njengoba ele-investigator nje uthi wathi wawubona uNantsika lo mama athetha ngaye apha, uthi wabanekani kumzela mama
Ubuthelezi
uthi wawuthetha uthi uthe ubuthelezi, you see, ndawo ungafuni uthetha, ndawo ungathethi, yabo, wabona makaye lo mfana lokathwala lo mfana ubiza lo mfana kathwala lo uthi wabethwa
Ulongwe,
no not Ulongwe, omnye lo Mthogo, yes. Uthi wathi yena Nantsika yena lo mfana lo ku-witness box now wathi usongafuni uthetha, lo wabaleka waya kuMthogo, lo point leyo ibambe, into leyo engafuni ithetha, ukuthi wathi ungafuni uthetha baqomba lo makahamba ye kuMthogo. And enye into Mr. Vaselina, she's fighting a losing battle. Uyabona ujaji ningamblame nimthini nanhlala lapha kuTT andazi into kakhulu but ngiyazibukela izinto uTT ngexesha lakhe, you see, uyabuza imibuzo agqibe, yabo, ugqiba kwakhe, yabo, kungene ke ngoku Nantsika uMshololo, and then ke ngoku kusephakathi uMshololo and blame judge, you see, ngoku umuntu uMshololo ese busy ne, then ke ngoku uthi bring out iNantsika esinye istaff lo mfana uNantsika uTT, you see, then they suppose ba ulinde ixesha lakhe and ngelenze ngela xesha bebuza yena imibuzo, yebo, and blame ujudge ezabe ndithilo na izolo ndithi ujudge everything ebhalwayo ipoint ka ingayi-understandanga, especially ipoint efumaniseka uba lo mfana lona uyaziphikisa uyayibuza again abhale, you see. Kanti ninike ne-chance ujudge, that's because ngalo le case ufuneka igqityiwe and niyeva nani uba le case lekwathi kugqitwa le case ixhomekeke kule case as uba le iNantsika istate isiluza kule case, yabo, ngapha yana bazaba sengxakini okheli, that's because iya kokheli kusoluza le case and istate isiyayiluza le case, nikani chance ujudge, you see, yabo, lindani lixesha le-argument, and then ujudge ke ngoku antini aNantsika ajaje obvious abafana wena basoze babantu okheli bazawungena ngaphakathi, you see,
I think what you are not getting is that these people have one chance of discrediting these people, and then the state is still gonna come with their evidence, so-called evidence. We'll show you now the hat, and then there's a gun issue, and then there's a link of a gun to these people. If the state can nail that thing properly, how can you come back from that?
Sorry. Man could be phoning when I was speaker because I sound right and
yeah. So inkinga la khona ne, I understand you are saying we must give him a chance. What we have, the problem that I think I have on my side is that if the judge is objecting to most crucial, important question that these people are putting, which is the only chance that they have, you cannot argue the issue of what do they call it? There's circumstantial evidence and what I forgot the name for the other one. If these people bring that and they can link it properly, it's done for these people who are sitting there. This is the time to discredit the people and then try to kill the case through the witnesses, because that's the evidence that you have. They are in front of you and the judge is objecting in most, even with Mshololo, the judge is objecting. But when TT is tying, when Vaseline that you think is losing is saying something that is beyond, now and then the judge seems to judge in favor of Vaseline. And what makes you really believe that Vaseline is losing this battle? Because seemingly the reason why we are agitated seems as if Vaseline is getting all the things on a silver platter.
Now, and the other one is but object only in those about safety.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. We understand and we won't stop you, and we must have different views. But I understand where you come from, and I understand the faith that you have. I hope I have the same faith. But let us wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Can you get a chance to Afro man, please?
Okay, cool. Right. Here you go. You get people who have different views. We are happy for that. Right. Let me read here. Okay. Mzansi Reality, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
We are good.
Yeah, I'm good. I want to say, you remember when Tumelo first started giving his evidence?
Mm-hmm.
You remember he stated that Togo wasn't feeling okay when they went out to smoke.
Yeah.
That's when I started picking up that this thing is going to go in the way of pointing to Mandisa as a mastermind.
Yes.
You see?
At
because
least there's someone.
The only one that didn't come back to the house and didn't go to whose house? Kelly Kuman.
Yeah.
So the deal was, it's either you are with us or you are against us. You see? So that's why I think Mandisa. Now this link comes where Mandisa is from KZN. And all of these guys are from KZN. And they speak Zulu. You see? And now they're saying only one phone was taken, which is Kelly Kumalo's phone.
Yeah.
So it looks like it was staged so they could actually kill Kelly Kumalo instead of Senzo. And then Senzo by mistake.
Yeah.
You see? That's what I'm looking at now. That this thing is going to be reversed into a contract killing, but not for Senzo. It was actually meant for who? Kelly Kumalo, because I'm the jealous wife. This whole thing went wrong.
Yeah.
But I just wish that the other guy, the accused number 5, can actually state that he was a hitman. If he was supposed to send someone, he was going to send a professional.
Yeah.
Not two guys, not two floppy guys. Even if the theory they're trying to come across as it being a contract killing, I doubt accused number 5 was going to send amateurs to do a professional job.
Exactly.
That's where it doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Because these two guys were sloppy. If they were there.
Very sloppy. They are very sloppy.
Yeah.
They look unprofessional.
They are very sloppy. And I doubt the contract killer doesn't have someone else's contact who they can call if they are in jail for contract killing. So this whole theory, you can throw it out there. It's weak. It's weak. Because it doesn't really explain why you send 2 sloppy guys to do the contract killing and how much was paid to the the one that was sent.
Yeah.
For him to bring in the other 2. You see, you can't just take a job and bring in 4 other people. How much are you gonna gain as a professional? You see, the whole thing is sloppy.
And it's not like they were bodyguards.
Let's see how it folds out. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah.
No, thank you very much. And indeed, because they just to add on what the caller has just said here, there's a time where Kelly was saying he was trying to protect me. Right? Protect her from the people who intruded, and I think there's something like that.
And also, why clean the crime scene?
Well, let's take this caller. Mzansi Reality, hello. Right, we're gonna pass. Mzansi Reality, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
We are good here.
Yes. I just want to comment on this issue of the case which is ongoing, the Senzo Meyiwa. Since there are 2 hypotheses now that one, Mandisa could be the mastermind. And the second hypothesis is that the people who were in the house are the one who might have committed this crime. We need to weigh these 2 hypotheses.
Yeah.
The people who were inside the house, their story are not well corroborated. Unless if something will come out, because if we look at the witness, the way he's testifying, he's not answering question objectively.
Yeah.
Where he's being asked a direct question and he realizes that he fails to answer.
Yeah.
He will then make up something else.
Yeah.
To clearly indicate that he is lying. He make up something else or he becomes emotional.
Yeah.
You remember he was asked by Mshololo whether he is tired. Then he was so rude. He said, bring the machine to test me if I'm tired. That's where Mshololo should have capitalized on the question that she was asking at that particular time. But Mshololo did not capitalize on them. Because that is where now he was stopped to a point whereby now he was losing it. However, Mshololo ran away from that questioning and went to another aspect. It's just that my problem here, I'm fearing the experience between Mr. Vaselina and the defense counsel. How the defense counsel are the experience versus the truth.
Yeah.
Whether the Mshololo and Titi Tobano are more experienced to handle high courts issues, or Mr. Vaselina is more experienced to handling these high court issues. That is my fear to this case, because sometimes when you look at how the line of questioning, some of the things it shouldn't be directed to Tumelo, but the defense counselors are directing it to Tumelo. Issues of postmortem, issues of those issues should be directed to those who did the postmortem, who conducted the postmortem. A layman wouldn't understand what is happening. Yes, indeed, we can say Tumelo is lying, but he wouldn't be in a position to answer about postmortem. or any other investigation which involves forensic. Yes. So I think, yes, well, as the case unfolds, we will see where it will lead us.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to see the next witness.
Yeah.
That is when now we'll get the idea
Of where
what
it's going.
happened.
Yeah.
Because if Tumelo staged what is saying in court now, probably they might have staged it, the seven or the how many were there inside the house, but something which is staged is very easy for somebody to can take a nap on it and then say something different.
Yeah.
That is where the case will then take a turn.
Yes.
With regard to the judge, remember, there are now two objectives.
Yeah.
One is, and this issue was raised by Titi Toba. One is we continue with this case. Then, if we don't find if the credibility of the witnesses, we find that credibility to be questionable, we will then continue with the decision which is reserved now for the other case, the Pastoral case. So the judge needs to be very clever in that point to make sure that the witnesses who are coming to testify for the states might feel protected so that they give evidence as fair as possible. Because if it happens that the judge is too harsh to the witness as well, too harsh to Mr. Vaseline, it might jeopardize the 375, the Pastoral case. Whoever will argue to the Pastoral case that no, but judge was unfair and judge should have been recused. You understand?
No,
so
I fully understand.
Judge knows exactly. Judge already has facts.
Yeah.
He has the facts. He's experienced. He's a high court judge. He has facts on whatever has been presented now. And it is entirely up to him how he posturize himself in this case. To say, okay, do I let these witnesses put whatever they put and not ask for clarity questions from them? Because you can see that Tumelo is lying. Why do you want to further ask clarifying questions when you have a fact that is not credible? Yeah, that's my comment.
No, we that is sounding, at least from a direction of I think you are thinking in a different manner, and in that I can accept that. I really can accept that. If that is the case, then well played. But but we should not shy away from how our courts operate also. It could be that we are thinking all these good things only to find that it's the worst nightmare that we kind of had our suspicions on. But we hope that is what you are saying. Right, guys, we are, I don't know, Emily, is it time to talk about what happened on Twitter before I take other calls? Just for
the
now.
hat situation. Yo, guys, there's a weird thing happening with this hat situation. Apparently, there's a hat that the state has and has presented as evidence, and the hat that was pictured.
Yes.
These hats are not looking similar.
Okay, let's check it out.
Can you please show the picture of these two hats? Because they don't look alike.
Yeah, let's check it out. There it is. That's the first one. And that's the second one. Maybe the camera here was mobile phone, I don't know. Sort of took away everything. But this hat that is down, it looks more like this one. Apparently, according to Twitter detectives.
It looks like Twitter is doing a way better job to unpack. Because, guys, look at the hat that is on the picture lying upside down,
Yes.
and look at the hat that was so-called submitted in by the state as evidence. And now we are hearing that the hat has two different DNAs of a male and a female, while the other hat has, from the other case, has DNA of a female.
Could it be that that's the evidence that was led by Buthelezi? The one that has a female DNA.
Nay, and the
but
one
Buthelezi
that
is still to come. And then the one that has a mixture
is that of 636.
which is led by
Brigadier Gininda.
Aha. Well, which Brigadier Gininda we haven't heard of the, according to Doom, the wrongdoing. I would like to believe.
Yeah,
the bad one is this one.
The bad one
Buthelezi.
is Buthelezi, according
Okay.
to Tumelo.
Right.
Brigadier one, no, he didn't mention him at all. There's no mention of him at the witness box.
Let us take this person. Zanzi Reality, hello.
Hey, family, how are you?
We are good, and you?
Good, man, good. Look, listen. The issue of the post-mortem, Mshololo was right,
Yeah.
asking the question she was asking about post-mortem,
Yeah.
is the bullet entry. She's not asking the technical questions of why that oval, the hole at the back, it's
I
oval.
agree.
That is for ballistic testing. But
Yes.
to ask why the bullet entry is there, she must ask the question. Number two,
Yes.
who accused number three?
Yeah.
There is no way that he could shoot Senzo. Looking at the post-mortem, there's an angle that suggests the person who shot Senzo is either taller than Senzo or was shot sitting down. It's the angle of the bullet. The entry in front, the exit at the back, the angle there is very deep. Now, one would come and say Mandisa could be the what do you call Mandisa? What do you call it?
Mastermind.
Mastermind. It's out by looking at the fact that number three is shorter than Senzo. So the normal shooting position, it's your shoulder line. It's in line with your shoulder. So now, number three, if he had a gun on his shoulder position, there's no way that angle was gonna be there. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
So Mshololo was right by asking the question. Remember yesterday when I called?
Yes.
Remember yesterday when I called, I said, I so wish they can ask this question.
Yeah.
The positioning of the people and stuff. But I was shocked looking at.
Didn't we miss you? And I think I remember the caller. Zanzi Reality, hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
We are
We are
good,
good.
and you?
How are you?
No, I'm all right, guys. I'm all right.
Yes.
I would like to talk about the aspect of time, guys, during Madlala's cross-examination.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of why this guy doesn't want to commit? Or maybe he was told not to commit when it comes to time. Have you ever, like, I just want to see if I'm looking things in the same way as someone, or maybe
Yeah, I think the time issue, if you had someone who's a lawyer advising you, it sort of takes away I think credibility in what you are saying. I think
Let me show you something. You remember the first state witness?
Yeah.
If ever this guy was to commit with time, anything that had to do with time, he was definitely going to contradict what the first state witness
had given before court.
That's true. That is true.
So that is why he was told, or he was coached, allegedly, that anything that has to do with time, you don't commit. Secondly, I'm not sure if it was on the documentary or it was during the court proceedings.
Yes.
There was a guy who was mentioned, Makaleni or what?
Yes.
The one who mysteriously died. Can you guys remind me? These guys, they had testified, or they saw who? The intruders, or they saw the guys when they were smoking?
The two guys that passed away, they saw the car,
the vehicle.
That's what they said
of the intruders.
Yes,
and then they mysteriously passed on.
Yeah.
Or they were supposed to testify, or they indeed saw the intruders.
Yes, the vehicle was by the danger box that the intruders used.
In the documentary, guys, if you can, if my recollection is right, I think there was somewhere where they were saying Togo and Tumelo went out.
Yeah.
And Togo received a number of calls during that time. Those number of calls that Togo, the narrative of the documentary was given the public.
Yeah.
It was so as to come and pin this thing to Togo and the person that he was receiving the calls from.
Yeah.
Who is the mastermind?
Exactly. That sounds like that. To me,
this mastermind thing, because if you remember, Kelly's sister talked about their phones being taken, them being investigated. Why is the girlfriend not being the girlfriend or the wife not being investigated? Chico talked about the mastermind. Our minister talked about the mastermind. And mind you, the mastermind is not yet arrested.
Yeah.
And I think these people are very cautious about arresting the mastermind, because once they do that, they know that they might be in for something else, because I don't know. But for them, I think it's a bit uncomfortable to arrest the mastermind.
Even Chico said it.
But this mastermind thing, guys, I think it's all going to go and the Meyiwa's fiance, and it would be very, very, very unfortunate if they do that, because they'll be killing this innocent soul that the mastermind is looking after. I mean,
allegedly mastermind.
allegedly.
Yeah.
So this thing is very painful, guys.
Yeah.
It's very painful, but we can see what's happening.
Yeah. That
we can see.
I think everyone can see it.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. And how, when the five that are arrested say we don't know each other, how are they supposed to point a mastermind when they don't know each other?
I don't know. It's a hypothesis, guys. We are hypothesizing here. We are bringing everything into perspective. Hey, that's reality. Hello. All right, this one ran away. Talked and ran away. Zanzi reality. Hello.
Mastermind don't know each other.
We can hear ourselves. Zanzi reality. Hello. Zanzi reality. Hello. Hi, how are you?
Well, thanks yourself, man.
We are good. We are good from our side.
Hi, Emil. Okay,
Hi.
there's one thing that TT brought today. It was an interesting that has always been on my head. So TT submits that the NDPP, which writes, I don't know if it's NDP or NDPP, but the department that decides who must be prosecuted, keeps writing letters to this court saying, you must proceed with whatever you are busy with there. Then the outcome of that will determine if we prosecute the people whom were in the house. Titi brilliantly stands up and says, no, but you know what that basically means? You must come and stand here and prove and assume that you are innocent, because if you don't clear your name here and get these people arrested, then you will be accused on that other case. So whatever you say here is to just get yourself clean, so that whether you are guilty or not, so that you don't get charged on the other side. Now, there is a potential application that he threatened the court with to say this thing must then be reviewed if this should be sitting in the absence of that other one, and especially as conflicted as the witnesses of the state. When they're about to call the next witness after this one, I think TT is going to make that application or say they are going to contest at a different court. But it's the judiciary of South Africa is a mockery out of this case. I mean, you sit there and watch this thing unfolding before you, like, highball. It's like you are reading a book or a fairy tale. Okay,
a movie.
Thank you.
It's like a movie, a bad movie, a nightmare. It's a nightmare.
Hello, Put. Ninja.
Sikhona mfethu unjani wena?
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Hayi bandiphume laphi kahle?
Siyakuzwa ngale ngemumva.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
Now the thing is the light amafoni amayithu.
Okay.
Webhuti mina ngizuthetha kakhulu yabo.
Yeah.
Because angiwazi umthetho. Yabo, angiwazi.
Yeah.
Mara what I see on this case. Laba abantu sebebotshiwe.
Yeah.
They will end up bebotshwa. Ngenxa kaTiti noMshololo.
Yeah.
Because what I see from them, it look like they lacking experience. So the way endimbona ngakhona uBaloyi. uBaloyi is gonna easily win this case, my brother. He's gonna easily win this case. I'm not gonna talk a lot about judge, because judge also I can see he's got the element of being biased. But without talking about him, Mshololo no TT, the way ngibabona ngakhona. Like for instance, uTumelo uba nomsindo. Yabo. And then nabo baba nomsindo. Instead of bona ukuthi behle, I mean bamngene tactically kulamsindo wakhe, because lamsindo for me it look like ayengomsindo more than engafuni kubuzwa lezi zinto, I knowing that lama question aya direct kule ndawo angafuni ubuzwa khona. That is why he's pretending as if unomsindo. So nabo baske nabo bam attende ngalamsindo wakhe. Uyabo? So that's why ngisithi it look like experience kubo ish yona izobangela kubanjwa abantu abarongo la.
Uyabeka mfowethu. Cha, siyakuzwa ushaya khona impela.
Yeah, but no, enkosi but
siyabonga mfowethu.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a different perspective, and that's you might be good, but you know, I think law is
when a
law
witness
is all about
gets upset.
Yeah.
When you ask a certain question, that should already say to you, I must hammer more on that.
Yeah. Law is all about who's putting the cards right. It can be a messed up situation, as default say. But in South Africa, law is not about who's right and wrong. It's about who can prove. And proving, if it's hindered along the way, that thing you shouldn't allow. You should fight that thing. That's reality law. It can be a messed up situation, as default say. It's not a pleasant noise to hear myself. That's reality law.
That's reality. Hi.
I'm passing this one, and perhaps you'll call again. Please subscribe, guys, and like the video. We still remind you.
Freddie here says the state will not win this case, and the judge sees it, and that's why. That's what's frustrating him. He feels the state is wasting his time because it's clear they're on the wrong path. Really, Freddie? Why aren't I seeing that? I feel like he's more
Mzansi reality. Hello.
Towards the state. Mzansi reality. Hi.
Okay, we've got two people. Mzansi reality. Hello.
Mzansi reality. Hello.
Okay, I'm going to WhatsApp then.
Answer the WhatsApp line.
I'm answering the WhatsApp line. Right, there's no one yet in the WhatsApp line. So, yeah, if he's feeling frustrated by the state, why is he not brutal towards the states, though?
I don't know. Ozingisa says defensive mode caller, not umsindo exactly. I hear you, mna. Defensive mode. That's like what are you hiding? That is what I should be hammering more on, Why are you so angry when I ask you about the Netflix money? You're not gonna dodge it. I wanna know, how much did you get paid by Netflix? Okay, you want us to go and contact Netflix so that we can get proof of payment. What exactly are you hiding?
Yeah, that is true. That's another way of doing.
Hammer more on such. Why, when he gets so upset about Buthelezi, I'm like, okay, another thing that I also missed out.
Hello. Guys, what is happening? Is our line blocked?
God forbid.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Zanzi, hello.
We can hear you. Just shoot.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware that you can hear me.
Yeah.
The last caller who just said the state is frustrated because they can see that they're losing this case.
Yeah.
I think I can concur with that caller.
Yeah.
What is crucial in this case is the evidence that is in front of the court.
Yes.
Not what the witnesses are saying.
Yeah.
But I was disappointed with Mshololo a bit.
Yeah.
Because she had a chance. Like when she was talking about proximity of the bullet.
Yeah.
That is not for a person who is a specialist.
Yeah.
Even a layman on the street knows in close proximity, there is more danger than umuntu who was at a distance.
Yes.
And she couldn't nail Tumelo on that part. And the other part of the neighbor who says Senzo was facing the house, which means his back was at the window. The neighbor could see it properly. And if the one who was shooting was from that point of the dining room, not the kitchen where they were, why did you run towards the danger? When if ingozi ngala uyala kukhona ngakhona ingozi, instead of opening the door and run out,
But he would then say that, as I said, I don't know what happened. I just heard a gunshot. I don't know who was shooting because I never said I saw someone who was shooting.
But by that time, you are closer to the door, which is safer than going in. You see, you are closer to the door than coming back in, uziyongena emakamereni and lie and say you hit your phone. Even if you were there, you could see that you guys are in danger. You have locked the door. You can't call the cops. So all the evidence is in front of the court that this guy is lying.
Yeah.
And the politics, they are going to prove that they are lying. And the worst part, it looks like Tumelo has got these cops that are feeding him information.
Yeah. Yeah.
He comes to this case any information anayo afika la afuna ukuzoyiveza.
Yeah.
He knows a lot. If you remember, he pointed on this guy Undans as the guy amkhumbula kahle that was in the house. Why? Because ubonile Netflix ukuthi he made a confession. Forgetting that the police can beat you up uzu confess into ongayenzanga. Look at the case of Umbopha. This one, this guy said it clearly that I was about to die, and I just thought the best thing is to confess to a case that I didn't do so that I can survive. So uTumelo uza nayo yonke information ayinikezwe amaphoyisa and nalokuthi afike sezodiscredita ubuthelezi. It's all by the cops. To go there and discredit this person and say this is what she did to you, this is what she did to you, and this is all very wrong. Our justice system is a flop.
It's internal fights.
It's a disgrace.
So basically, in this case, we are seeing internal fights of the justice system.
And they can see they are going to lose this case because of the politics, and now look at this dilly-dallying that they are talking about. Because even a person who is not trained as a lawyer, you can hear Maubuga Yonke Leto, the staging of it. They stage all these things and they forgot that once it's been investigated, it's going to come back to them.
Okay,
and beat them.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm laughing here because I'm reading Jessica Bradley's comment. It says the defense will lose because of poor communication skill. English is the problem, but law is far much better than them, actually more smarter than what the judge respects him because of that. No, criminal law, if you look in South Africa, the lawyers of criminal law.
Even the judge is frustrated because he can see that what they want to do is not going to work out. They've got the wrong people in there, and the whole world is looking at them. Because everyone is looking at this case abroad, all over, and they are just a joke.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Let me quickly read something here. Information. I'm seeing it on the chat about Chico offering Senzo Meyiwa's mother 5,000 rands. And this is coming from a blog, Zimoja. They said, Senzo's brother Senzo Meyiwa confirmed Chico's visit to his family. I can confirm that Chico did come to visit my mother. I'm not sure yet what was being discussed in that meeting since I haven't been home lately. Kindly call my sister Zama. Surely she will be able to share with you on what went down since she was present in that meeting. I heard he even offered my mother 5,000 rands, but I'm not sure if it's true or not, he said. So kuthiwa uChico uoffered umama kaSenzo 5,000 rands allegedly.
Lo sisi enohleza present and she's got a different view similar to her mother, and Senzo is the one actually who's got a very different view of what happened to his brother. Yeah.
Well, this is what she said, Uzama. Uti, my mother will not be able to talk to you. Yes, Chico was here on Friday, but he said he was around and thought he should pass by and greet my mother. I can't comment further on what went down. You better speak to him on why he was here, she said. Okay?
You see, I have a problem with this sister, and I'm not going to lie. This cousin and the sister, I have a problem with them. I won't lie to you. Seems as if they are also believing the other way around.
Yeah, the mastermind
theory. They look like, to me, perhaps they were not. I wonder if they were in good terms with Mandisa at some point. That would be very interesting to know.
Yeah.
Because now it seems that they are so convinced that there's a mastermind.
The mastermind theory is really, really, really a mess. It's not refusing to lend. That's why even this mastermind has not been arrested, and I don't think they'll ever be arrested. Number one, you clean the crime scene and yet you have nothing to do with what has happened. Why are you cleaning the crime scene?
Yes.
That's where this case fell apart. It fell apart at the scene, at the crime scene.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to touch anything, clean anything. You're not supposed to do anything of that.
Yes.
So it fell apart.
Yes.
Did Mandisa send people, or the mastermind, alleged mastermind, send people to go clean that house?
That is true. That is what I would like to know.
Would you allow a stranger to come and clean your house? And remember the mentioning of Umthetwa. Nyamkumbula Umthetwa, guys.
Yeah.
Umthetwa said that when he came with the van and to report at this, to go to the crime scene, there was a man. He said he's an uncle, right? He was in the house. And the house was already cleaned, according to him. So how does that happen if there's a mastermind?
It's a good question. Let's leave it there. Zanzi Reality, hello.
Evening.
Evening. How are you?
I'm alright, and yourself?
We are good.
I'm listening on to this podcast you guys are having.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I thought maybe I should just add something that I'm also thinking of. I'm worried a bit about. I think the direction we should look at if we are to point out the mastermind in this case is to check these two friends of Senzo, Togo and Mandisa, prior to the incident, days building up to the incident. How was their relationship with Senzo? Because if we are to establish any meeting they might have had, this would point as to who was planning this thing all along. I don't know. It's a suggestion I'm having, because if you are to check on Nto, we actually don't know what made him to be there in that particular place at that day of the incident.
Yeah.
But with Tumelo, it seems like Kelly had planned it that he comes there, or Senzo had called him or invited him. And on the documentary, it seems like Senzo was supposed to go to a function of some sort with some of his team players, and Mandisa was hoping he comes and they go together.
Do you know whom Togo is?
That
do you have an idea the link of Togo?
Sorry?
Do you have an idea whom Togo is?
Yes, isn't he a friend of Senzo as well?
He's a friend of he's a friend of Senzo who was normally based in Joburg. So Senzo would spend a lot of time with him. There is a video of Kaylee, Zandi, Senzo in one car. So it's a picture. Most of the time, actually there's a video of that thing. Most of the time, I think Togo was always around Senzo because Senzo was based in Joburg, and Togo is the cousin of Senzo's fiance. Mandisa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this does give an impression that maybe, just maybe, Togo might also know something, because in this picture he seems less to be around it. There's less information about him. But maybe
when did you join this live? I talked about that. And exactly,
I just joined it now.
Yeah, exactly the thinking that you have. I was trying to run away from that thinking, because
exactly, yes,
Togo, the reason why Togo is gonna be far away from that, in my belief, is that the day Togo comes, I believe that hell will break.
Yeah, exactly. Because less is being said about him, and if you check on that a series, the one on Netflix, there's a part, I don't know who was saying, whether it was that guy and the leaders who was saying Togo seemed to have a problem with the fact that Senzo was married to her cousin at the same time seeing Kelly. There's some part that explains that.
Yeah.
Yes, so it does give an idea to say maybe.
Okay.
Looking at the expression of the lady on that Netflix series, as they were addressing the media after Senzo's passing, the wife, I think she done that media briefing.
Yeah.
The lady seemed a little bit relaxed on that briefing. So it does somehow give an idea to say we might be looking at the 5 guys to say these guys might have done this thing. But again, we need to consider the fact this guy shows less on this situation.
One question before you leave. Do you believe that the people in the stand are the correct one?
To be honest to you,
because your theory to stand, your theory to stand, these guys must be the correct ones.
No. What I'm saying, if just allow me to use my critical thinking, I personally would say, those guys, there might have been a planned hit on Kelly by Senzo's wife. There might be. Chances are high for that, because looking at the situation at which that lady was, there was a small child who was not who was disabled, and Senzo had to abandon them and go see Kelly. And when you listen at Tumelo's statement, where there's a part he mentioned today to say Senzo's mother is lying to say she doesn't know Senzo's sister, Kelly's sister, because Kelly used to
Senzo's
spend
mother.
weekends there. You understand?
It's not Senzo's mother. I think you got it. Wait. I think you got it all wrong. That's not Senzo's mother. That is the guy.
Who was saying that?
That is the guy who's related to Mandisa.
Okay.
Yeah, that is a guy who's related to Mandisa. That Kelly would, according to Dumi's testimony, he would testifying on that. He would spend time in his house. Kelly would spend time on his. He said then this guy is lying, that he's saying that he doesn't know Mandisa.
Oh, I heard it wrong. Yeah, but I might say these guys maybe, but for them to be added there might be some footprint of them being present there. If there is a mastermind, there might be.
Tell me something. Why would someone get in your house and rob you probably one crucial phone that would be required, and that's it? All the phones were left. Someone was shot dead. No phone was taken except one phone out of all the phones from Kelly.
Again, this, like, now we are going on the trial. This brings about a lot of opinions. You might look at it that way to say maybe there wasn't anyone. But to look at it on that other perspective to say, if this woman was, his husband had been cheating on her, there is that possibility that they might come to that conclusion to say, man, to hell with this particular person. That's what I'm saying. It's very tricky to conclude, to say whether those guys were not there or they were there. And I said, maybe they might have arrived after the incident. Like there's another story that suggests that Longo was having an issue there. There was a commotion and a fight. Maybe. There's 2 ways to it. To say maybe these guys just arrived there and everything was done. Maybe that's when that Tumelo saw them. Maybe.
We hear you. We hear you. Yeah, and we definitely accept all the theories here.
No, but thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, as you can hear, this is what I dealt with earlier on, Emil, didn't I?
You
Because
did.
this is now panning out that way.
And another interesting thing, quickly before you take the next caller.
Yeah.
You on that statement when he was asked about Edward Mandisa's brother. Tumelo mentioned something.
Yeah.
When they asked that did he know Kelly, did he know Zandi before, and he said that guy was lying. That guy lied because there was a time that they visited his place, all of them. I don't know whether I'm the only one who picked that up, and I felt like that was a missed opportunity as well. I
missed it too.
I was like, why didn't she hammer on? Wait a minute, what? You have been to Edward's place before.
Yet you have never spoken to him. Look, there are a lot of theories.
Let's take the next caller.
Zanzi Reality, hello. Hi, how are you? Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah, obviously.
Let us shoot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes,
we can hear you.
we can hear you. This is Mzansi Reality. You can speak.
Thanks, man. Now on this one, I want to rule out the conspiracy that there might be a hit. Because we are in South Africa. We live in the townships. We know there is no way that somebody can come and just shoot at you one bullet. And we know that most of the time these guys, they have a description of the person. They know what they are doing. And when they come, they just do their jobs, they go.
Yeah.
It's very rare that there will be even a single person that will have a chance to run in their house.
True.
I mean, from the house and rent somewhere. So, and I don't even believe that Mandisa has something to do, because if she has something to do, why would the people in the house clean up her mess? Because clearly she doesn't get along with Kelly. So there is no way that Kelly will try and cover. But now, I don't know, maybe you can assist on this one, because my problem with this whole thing is, I'm not sure, but it seems like the NPA, they haven't opened a case against the people that I believe that they have something to do with this whole thing. So with all these things, and with this cleaning of the crime scene and tampering of evidence and everything, the court is going to throw this thing out. The guys that are actually in court now, they're not going to be found guilty. Then what is going to happen then to the people that we believe? Because my belief is Senzo was shot in that house by the people that he was with. The problem is, then I cannot say what was the problem or why were they fighting, but this whole cover-up. And if you look at Tumelo, sometimes I don't blame him, because when I look at this whole thing, he's also scared for his life, because this thing is big.
Yeah.
If he was told that, should you say something that is going to implicate one of us, then you must know that you are in trouble.
Yeah.
So I think the guy at some stage is between a rock and a wall. He doesn't know what to do about this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's my take about this whole thing, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, I think it's going to be an early night for me. Before I go, let me request you, please subscribe. We love you, and thank you for everyone's contribution. And like the video, continue watching the video, see that people are still calling. As I stop here, the calls are done until tomorrow. I know that some people watch us in the morning and then they start thinking that we are still live.
We're live every day, every weekday of the case. Check us from 9 p.m. South African time.
Yes,
we are live every day for a good hour or 1 hour and something. 30 minutes.
Yes,
Is this fine?
Sometimes lately it's been 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours.
Yes.
So yeah, that's when we go live almost every day with the duration of the case. I don't want to miss anything.
Okay, let me take this one. Mzansi Reality, hello. I hope I don't.
Mzansi Reality, hi.
Okay, all right. Let me read this one. The state is the mastermind, guys. If the truth comes out, so many people will be implicated, and not just any people, high rank ones, including the judge. Oh, allegedly. Mzansi Reality, hello.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear ourselves. It's a very painful thing to hear yourself.
Hello, how are you?
We are good, and you?
Good, and you?
We can still hear ourselves. Okay, we are passing you because we can hear ourselves at the back. Mzansi Reality, hello.
Hello?
Hey, how are you?
Am I audible?
You are.
Okay. I personally, my take is that the people who actually committed the crime was the people who were inside the house at that time. Because there isn't any proof of how the other 3 suspects were present in the crime scene. Because they only speak of the guy who shot and the one who was with the shooter. And them escaping the crime scene, leaving and everything,
it's not us.
Oh my God.
It is not us. My network is fine. I think the problem is load shedding. They just hit you with load shedding. But on our side, everything is... And we apologize for that disconnection. Guys, it is a night for us. We love you. Please subscribe and please like the video.
Please like the video, guys. Thank you. Bye.
This bastard